Good morning. Hey, come on in. Let me get myself together. I am so glad that you're here. So glad. So, help me understand this. You knew you were tired. You knew you were exhausted. So, why did you step in anyway? Why did you push? Why did you keep pushing? If something in you just went still when I said that, then this is for you. This live is for you. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today. Hey, I'm Michelle O'Neill, and you are on Break Time Live. And I am so glad that you've taken this time today to be here with me. So, like I said, come on in. So, let me tell you what your daily activity actually looks like. And I know it starts on go. There's no easing in, there's no slow morning. Even the things that are supposed to be for you, that you set aside for you, the prayer time, the meditation, the quiet, those that are scheduled. I mean, you actually put them on your schedule, right? You actually said, "Hey, I'm going to block out this time for me." Those are timed and you're going to do it. They have their time slot, right? But you're thinking about what you need to bring to prayer time. See that thought part. You're thinking about who you need to pray for. You're thinking about what the end of your day is going to look like. If you even can see your end of the day, you're calculating breakfast, what you're going to fix, what do you have time to fix, whether you have something that you can just grab and go. You're thinking about the timing in your shower, how long it's going to take you. I have 15 minutes to take this shower and to get lotioned up or whatever you need to do before you get dressed. You're Everything is running through your mind, and you're running through everything that needs to happen before you even walk out that door. In the middle of all that, you're already thinking about everyone who wants a piece of you that day. Not because something has happened, not because someone called you, none of that, but because you were already there, there in that space when you opened your eyes. Your day started. Look, go ahead and let me know. Does this sound familiar? Is this you? And then somewhere in that day, if someone asks you for something, if someone asks you for anything, and you feel like somehow you have to squeeze that in too. Maybe you have a couple of minutes here. Maybe you have 5 minutes here where you can just look at that, just browse over it so you can give them your opinion because they asked you to look at that report for them, right? Maybe you can somehow squeeze it in, or maybe you can just take these couple of minutes that you're walking down the hall to make this quick phone call so you can take care of this for whoever. Even when you can't think straight, even when you there is so much crowding your mind, even when your past or what you've done is already full, what you planned out is already full. You never, what it looks like to me is you never even get to see your feet because you can't even get past your knees. That's what your day looks like. And am I talking to you right now? Does this feel real? I mean, I thought about that before I even got on, is the fact that you can't see your feet. And that reminds me of a pregnant woman, or when you're pregnant and you're so full of that life that you can't even see your feet. And that's how your day feels. It's so full of everything that needs to be done, everything that has to be done. And so here's what I want you to understand. You know, you know, don't let anybody fool you because you feel it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And you didn't have to be pregnant or have a baby to understand exactly what I'm talking about. You feel it from the core of your being. You know what it feels like to wake up first thing in the morning and your day has already started in your mind before your foot has hit that floor. You know that when you're in the gym and you're lifting, because I go to the gym a lot. And I thought about this, that when you're in the gym and you're lifting that weight and you have given everything that you have and you have pushed and you got one more rep or one more thing and your muscles are fatigued and there's just nothing, you just don't see how you can pull this out. Your strength is gone. You're done. And your trainer looks at you and says, come on, you can push it out. Just push. You got it. One more. You can do it. Lift. Come on. That's your life. That's your life. Every single day you're lifting. And when you have nothing left, you find the strength to push just one more time. Because the respect for the people you have around you won't let you stop. Your love and the love that you have for them won't allow you to stop. That genuine desire to make sure nobody around you struggles or suffer, especially if you feel like you can do something about it, that's what won't let you stop. That genuine caring and loving. And then there's another side to this. There's that responsibility piece. That responsibility piece that follows you at work, is there with you at home, as a mother, as a wife, as a friend, as the one who always shows up for those in your life, the one who remembers to make that call, the one who remembers to say happy birthday, the one who remembers your favorite meal, the one who thinks about you and just shoots you a text. But this is what I need you to hear. A lot of that responsibility you put on yourself. It's not necessarily what everybody has asked you, because somewhere along the way you have absorbed what each one of those roles are supposed to look like. And here's what I'm talking about. I remember that phrase, the soccer mom. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt, me, I wasn't a soccer mom. That just wasn't me. That wasn't who I was. That wasn't the person that I felt I could honestly be, the one who brings the snacks, who's there at every soccer game, who coordinates stuff with the moms, who coordinates the pizza party. You know, that's one of the roles we take on, the role of the wife who always lifts up, who supports, who's always there, who's so understanding, who never gets angry, the employee who continually produces, who builds the team, who makes sure that everything gets done at work, and the friend who always checks in even when nobody checks in on you, when nobody thinks to give you a call or invite you out. All the things you're supposed to. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to. And you've been living inside of all of these supposed tos for so long that lifting, when you have nothing left, doesn't even feel unusual anymore. It's just what you have to do to get to that next level. It just feels like Thursday, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. Your Thursday, your Friday, your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday is just what you're supposed to do. And you're right. And I'm sorry. That's twice now that I've said, or maybe it was 3 times, supposed to. But answer this for me. How many times have you said that to yourself? How many gazillion times have you said in your mind, I just have to because I'm supposed to? This is how I'm supposed to show up. So here's what I really, really want you to see. I've talked about what your day looks like, right? And I've talked about the emotional and physical lifting that you do that is wrapped in those supposed tos that you've layered on yourself. But I want to talk about what you're actually losing in the middle of all of it. And it's not just your energy. Get that? For real. And it's not just your time. It's you. Simple as that. When you spend enough time being an extension of everyone else and everyone else around you, when your whole life is structured around what everyone else needs, what everyone else expects, and what you're supposed to do in each one of these roles that you carry, after a while, have you noticed? You stop knowing who you are outside of those roles. I remember a woman I was talking to at a function not too long ago. And she was talking about her life and sharing with me her life and some of the things that she was experiencing. And she was at a place now where she was dealing with empty life. I mean, empty nest, sorry. And she was dealing with the end of her job area, a retirement. She was coming to a retirement. And her kids had left because that's what empty nest is, right? And she had just put in her papers. And she said, You know what's so scary is I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't know how to restructure this season, how to redesign my life. I don't even know what I want because for so long I've put my life and my kids, my marriage, my job. I haven't even asked myself in a long time who I am. Tell me, does that sound familiar? Can you raise your hand on that one? Have you been there? Are you there? Because here's the thing, you don't have to be in an empty nest season to feel this way. You don't have to be retired. It's already happening quietly in the background of your life while everything still looks fine. Everything looks okay from the outside. Maybe you and your husband just don't talk the way you used to, at least not about anything that matters. All the conversations are centered around the kids, about your schedules, about what needs to be done, the logistics of your life, and you don't even remember what it's like to just have a real conversation, to share your thoughts, to just do something fun together. And the kids are getting older now and they don't need you the way they used to, right? It's like, Mom, I got this. No, just me and my friends want to go. We don't need you to go with us, right? And how much of that was supposed to feel like success because now everyone is growing and changing and developing the way they're supposed to. Back to my supposed to. And you've done your job well. You've raised good kids. You've been a good wife. You've been an amazing leader and employee. And now you don't even know what to do with all that space you have. It's, what do I do? So what do? You hurry up and fill it. You fill it with more things, more ways that you can put in that supposed to. And underneath all of that, there's this quiet distance that you've created between you and the people around you, between you and yourself. You've been so busy being everything to everyone that you've slowly become that stranger to yourself. Who are you? Can you answer that question? I mean, really answer that question. And the scary part is you've been too busy to notice. You've bewitched yourself. You fooled yourself. Now I want you to hear me on this because this is important. And I know I've said that earlier, but this is really, really important. It's not that you haven't tried to stop. I give you the credit for that. You have. And you've told yourself that you were going to do it differently, right? You said that this time it's going to be different. I'm going to make those changes. And you know what? Every time you said that, you meant it wholeheartedly. But here's what's really happening is that even though you mean it from the bottom of your heart, there's a possibility that it's not going to work again this time. And that makes me think about, I used to sew, and I had to have a pattern or it just wasn't going to come out right. And the thing is, you follow that pattern exactly to the T. Every cut, every pin, every stitch. I mean, when I put that pattern on there, I even chalked out the road that arm on that machine had to follow, because I wanted to make sure that every bit of it was followed to the T. And because you follow it, you're going to get exactly what it promises you if you follow it right and don't veer off and don't think you know something a little better, right? And that's what you've been doing in your life. You followed that pattern that you've created for so long, so faithfully, that you stopped questioning whether it was ever going to give you what it promised. You stopped questioning every time something didn't work out right. You stopped questioning every time your gut told you it wasn't right. You stopped questioning that because you know you are following it to the T. But here's something that you didn't realize. You changed. Your fit has changed. And it's not that pattern isn't working for you anymore. The pattern did exactly what it was designed to do. It was cut for a version of you that no longer exists. Your size has changed. And no matter how carefully you follow it, no matter how many times you try to make it work, that size 10 pattern will never fit that size 8 body or that size 12 body. It will not fit. You've grown, you've shifted. And what fit you then was never designed for who you are now. And somewhere in all of this, you started believing that lie inside of it. Someone once said, if you say something enough times, even if it's not true, it becomes your reality. It becomes your truth. And that's what's happened. You have been so deep inside that pattern for so long that you cast your own spell. You created your own reality, and now you're living inside of something and wondering why it won't change. And it's not a weakness, and it's not from a lack of trying, because you try, honestly, try. It's that pattern feels safer than the unknown, because at least that pattern, you know what you're going to get. That pattern has worked for you in the past, and you depended so heavily on it. Even if what you know is breaking you now, you keep going back to that pattern because it's familiar. And familiarity, can't say it, feels safer than experimenting with something different when you don't know what that outcome will be. What if you created your own pattern? So you keep back to the gym, you keep lifting, you keep stepping in, you keep following that pattern, and you keep hoping that this time it's going to be different. I have a question. Do you see yourself in here somewhere? Am I talking to you right now? You've changed. You've grown. You've lived. You've experienced. You've overcome so many times. And so I want to point out to you, because you have, you can continue to overcome, to do. You've shifted in ways that you haven't fully been able to actually wrap your hands around yet, because it's so new or so unfamiliar. And all this time, you've been trying to squeeze yourself back into something that was cut for a completely different version of you. And I need you to hear this. Really, there is still a whole life in you. There's still voice in you. There is still hope in you. Still fire in you. And you have not missed it. You have not used it all up yet. It's still there. There is still a whole life in you. So I just want to leave you with one question today, really. What would it look like if you stopped following a pattern that was never cut out for who you are now? I want you to sit with that. What would it look like if you stopped following that pattern that was never cut out for who you are now? Look, I'm Mischelle O'Neill, and I want to thank you for being here and taking your break with me today. You're on Break Time Live. I'll see you next week. Take care.